sound team. Her Excellency Mrs. Jasmine Toulouse-Olivier, Permanent Delegate to the Republic of Mauritius to UNESCO, Mr. Andre Dashin, founder of Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation and Extinity Group, Captain of the Industry, Executive of Extinity Group, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, all protocol observed, a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of the Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation, it is my great honor to welcome you to this special gathering, a celebration of hope, dignity, and opportunity for our young people here in Mauritius. Before proceeding further, I would like to draw your attention to a small yet precious gift box in front of you. This token of appreciation brought from Cyprus symbolizes prosperity, abundance, and good fortune. Rooted in ancient Greek and Byzantine traditions, it also represents rebirth and eternal life, as its many seeds signify unity and the continuity of generations. Tonight, we gather not only to launch a program, but to affirm a shared belief that every young person deserves the chance to thrive. The Twa pour Lavenir initiative is a meaningful step toward that future. It is now my pleasure to invite the visionary behind the foundation, Mr. Andre Dashin, who will tell us more about the initiative.
Honorable Minister of Labor and Industrial Relations, Mr. Mohammad Reza Senior Team, Your Excellency, Permanent Delegate of the Republic of Mauritius to UNESCO, Ms. Jasmine Toulouse-Olivier, distinguished guests, a very good evening and warm welcome to you all. It's a profound honor to welcome you this evening on behalf of Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation, as we gather for the defining moment in our shared journey of purpose. Official launch of the Twa pour Lavenir initiative. More than a decade ago, my wife Julia and I established Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation in Cyprus, guided by the simple yet powerful belief that compassion must be accompanied by action. Here in Mauritius, we have found not only second home, but also a renewed sense of mission, one close to our hearts, that of empowering young people with dignity, skills, and opportunity. This evening, we are proud to introduce Twa pour Lavenir, which stands for Train, Work, and Achieve, a national training and employability program to empower motivated young people supported by registered NGOs and residential care institutions across Mauritius. Implemented in partnership with Think Career, certified training institution, this 12-month program combines structured vocational training, supervised internship, and mentorship opportunities within the hospitality industry, fostering professional skills and pathways toward independent adulthood. To lead by example, Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation is proud to sponsor the inaugural cohort of 50 participants, covering their training, mentorship, and internship journey. We warmly invite our esteemed partners and friends to join us in this meaningful efforts by providing internship placements, funding future cohorts, or offering professional coaching and mentorship. Honorable Minister, kindly convey our gratitude to the government of Mauritius for its commitment to making Mauritius a fully fledged financial hub for the region and to creating the right environment for individuals and companies to succeed, to access markets and receive support that they will be beneficial to them. Let me close by saying that our aim is not simply to train and place a few young people in internship. Our goal is to reshape the narrative by turning potential into purpose and aspiration into achievement. Let this evening serve not only as a launch, but as the beginning of lasting movement. One of that defining future uplifts communities, ensures that every young Mauritian has the freedom to succeed. Have a pleasant evening, and let's celebrate in the spirit of togetherness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dashin, for your heartfelt words and for reminding us that compassion must be matched with action. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to discover the Foundation's journey through a short video documentary, a glimpse into the values and impact that have shaped its work across borders.
We started our charity activity long before we moved to Cyprus, and there was no question whether we would continue this work here.
Originally, we started our work in Russia helping children. Our first project was assistance to local orphanage house in Kazan. And since then, I think the majority of our help goes to helping children, and especially to the children with special needs. One of the main priorities that we have, beyond actual help to the people who need this, is the promotion of the charitable activity as an integral part of our life.
The driving force behind all our efforts is the core of the Foundation's values and beliefs, and that is the social inclusion, particularly of children with disabilities.
Actually, we're very lucky to have very indifferent people around us with whom we work for all these years in Cyprus. For the last 10 years, we funded and organized numerous of events and programs. These have included educational, sport, the environment, and culture. For more than 5 years, we support the biggest sporting event in Cyprus, the OPAC Limassol Marathon.
We're proud of doing that, first because it's around 5,000 children participating in that event. In recent years, more and more children with special needs will participate in a youth race.
But for the past 2 years, we have been wholeheartedly committed to doing everything we can to achieve a lasting impact on the lives of children with autism spectrum disorder and other educational needs. As an organization, we are committed to supporting social inclusion, and this is not just a moral obligation. It's all about embracing the diversity and recognizing the potential within each individual.
I would like to highlight our educational programs. It's Alice Discovers and the Journalist of the Futures. It's 2 amazing programs. First one for the children with special needs. It's special educational program that was created by Angela. And the second one is the Journalist of the Future, the program for young journalists. Children from different schools in Cyprus can try themselves as a journalist.
3 years ago, we started a partnership with Andrea and Julia Lancement Foundation for the special units. We created Alice Discovers, which is a program that was made, was organized, was created for special units only. At the beginning, our main purpose was to include these kids to a new kind of education. We wanted to provide to them means that they didn't have up to now.
We have two major plans for the nearest future. It's an orphanage house in Mauritius and assisting to Paphos hospice. And of course, we will continue supporting in the areas where we already have our presence. And we will be happy to collaborate with other charities and NGOs in Cyprus and worldwide.
One of our priorities now is helping families of children with special needs. And it's not only financial help, it's also raising awareness about these children to help them to be more easily be accepted by society. It's to put needs of other people first and to make kindness contagious. These words actually became the motto of our foundation.
The Twa pour Lavenir initiative is more than a program. While Mr. Dashin has shared the vision, allow me to highlight the spirit behind the name. In Mauritian Creole, Twa means you, and this initiative is about you, the young people of Mauritius, stepping forward with confidence, dignity, and opportunity. The tagline, Pour l'avenir, for the future, reminds us that the future belongs to those who are empowered today. It is now my honor to invite our chief guest, the Honorable Minister of Labour and Industrial Relations, Mr. Mohammad Reza Kassamuddin, to deliver his keynote address. Your Honorable, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Her Excellency Mrs. Jasmine Toulouse, Permanent Delegate of the Republic of Mauritius to UNESCO. Mr. André Dashin, founder of André and Julia Dashin Foundation and founder of Exinity FinTech Group. Distinguished CEOs, representatives of banks and corporations, respected members of the business community, ladies and gentlemen. It's really great pleasure to have been invited to share some time and to convey to the André and Julia Dashin Foundation the sincere thanks and gratitude of all the children, especially the children with needs, who this foundation helped, starting with the movement in Cyprus, but then for the past 5 years, you've been in Mauritius, under the initiative of Twa pour Lavenir initiative. So thank you, first of all, for having thought about Mauritius and having thought about the children and the youth. You know, it's easy to give money. The easiest thing to do when you have money is to give it. But spending your time, that is most difficult. Taking the time to go, like you've seen on this in this video, holding the child, making him draw, taking him to the board, making the girl smile. This is what really humanity is about. Caring for each other and caring for the less fortunate, the most vulnerable. And that is why, I made it a point, despite having other commitments tonight, to be here, although a bit late, because I wanted to thank you and your team for the wonderful thing that you're doing in Cyprus and in Mauritius. The Twa pour Lavenir initiative aims at training young people, giving them a second chance. Because everyone needs a chance. And every youth needs a second chance. Those who are the less fortunate, the most vulnerable, they need to be held by hand. Today, although in Mauritius where the average unemployment rate is around 6%, there are 12,800 young people aged between 16 and 24 who are unemployed. And that's around 16% of youth unemployment, which is very, very high. Now, we do have a problem in Mauritius, but on the one hand, there is a lot of demand for foreign workers. Just today I was telling my colleagues, we have processed more than 40,000 applications for work permit in my office. And we are going to hit more than 50,000 by year end because we are facilitating the recruitment of foreign workers. So it sounds very paradoxical that at a time where everybody is turning towards foreign labor, that we have such a high rate of unemployment among the young of this population. And very often I hear entrepreneurs, when they come and ask for foreign labor, they tell me, Minister, we would have loved to employ Mauritians, but Mauritians don't want to work. I think it's very unfair. It's not that Mauritians don't want to work. It's not that the youth don't want to work. We have to realize that what we call the Gen Z, they're different from my generation. They're even more different from my grandparents and my parents' generation. And we have to adapt to them. Following COVID, most people on earth realize what it means to be at home, what it means to have a family, what it means to spend time with your people who love you. So you can't expect the youth who has spent so many time with his surrounding now suddenly having to work overtime, having to work long hours, having to sacrifice his weekend, and being paid the same rate most of the time. Because now with flexi time, with shift system, you're making people work on shift system 8 hours a day and giving them the same pay if they were working from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Now, obviously, the youth are more picky. They want to have a balance between their work and social time, their work and family time. And us as a country, we need to recognize this reality. So what we should do? I think, first of all, we really need to change the mindset, especially the employers, change the mindset to stop seeing workers as a cost, but rather as an asset which is generating income for the company. Whether it is hotel, tourists come to Mauritius not because of the CEO, not because of the shareholders. They come because when they reach here, the way they are welcomed, the barman, the way the barman serve them, the way the housekeeper smile at them, when they are at the beach, the little care that they receive. Textile. Again, thanks to people who are there on the machine. Whatever financial services we were doing, fintech like Mr. Dashing firm, his group is, it's all manpower. The people behind that makes the enterprise what it is. So I think it is very important to value work, value the workers, and also value manual work. In Mauritius, very often the people who end up doing manual work, whether it is plumber, electrician, hairdressers, barbers, tailors, they usually drop out from school. But in other countries, I know people in England, I know a plumber in England who earns more than a barrister in England. Because they value services, they value jobs. So the same thing in Mauritius, you have to start valuing the work, all work, no discrimination, never look down on someone who is sweating and putting his hands to task. So when we talk about training the youth, there's one thing I've noticed with the youth, the lack of soft skills. They are very short-tempered. They don't have a lot of commitment. And most importantly, they give up very easily. I think one of the mistakes that us parents have done, and I'll probably do my mea culpa here, is that we've always wanted a better future for our children than what we've had. So, we've always tried to give them all the comfort. And we've always wanted to make them feel that they are special. They are God's gift to humanity. Even if they don't come out first, it doesn't matter. Even if they are not getting good grades, it doesn't matter. We always try to please them and make them feel very loved. But once they go to the real world, once they are employed, once they start getting scolded because they did not do the work the way they have to do, how do they react? Have we parents prepared our children to cope with failure? Have we prepared our children to stand up after they fall? So when the foundation is going to train those children, especially the vulnerable children, those who, because of the law of nature, are bound to fail in the beginning, we need to train them to stand up. We need to tell them that, all those people who's now recognized as successful people, Thomas Edison, how many times he failed before he discovered light bulb? J.K. Rowling, before she had a hit with Harry Potter, how many persons refused to give her a chance to take a book? Michael Jordan, how many times he failed before he became the athlete that the world knows and remembers him for? So we need to tell our children to fail is not a shame. What is important is getting back on your feet. That is what will make Mauritius possible. That is what will give all these children this real chance of succeeding in life. We have to prepare them, because out there it's not easy. It's not easy. All of us who've been here, all of us who have studied, we know how difficult it is. We know what sacrifice we have to do. And obviously, as being human, we want something better for our children. But if you see the number of burnout, if you see the number of young people who are committing suicide, who have suicidal thoughts, Mauritius, we simply cannot afford to exclude our youth, to not prepare our children, especially those who have special needs, to go and face the real life. We need to teach them to be resilient, to rise, to adapt. Supporting our youth is an investment in the future of our economy. We have an aging population. Aging population means that not only the percentage of people above 60 is increasing, but it also means that the percentage of people who are less than 60 is contracting. So our workforce is contracting. So we need our youth. We can't afford for our youth who we have educated, who we have nurtured, to go and leave us and migrate. We can't have brain drain. We need to be able to create the right environment for them to be able to stay, to prosper, not only for themselves, their family, but also for the country as a whole. So, Twa pour Lavenir initiative is really an example to follow. I think I started by saying it, and I'll conclude by saying it. We are very grateful. The Mauritius children, the Mauritian youth are very grateful for what you, at the level of Andre and Julia Dashin Foundations, are doing, and you can count on our support. So continue the good work. Thank you.
To remain on stage. And I now invite Mr. Andre Dashin to join Honorable Minister for a commemorative photo. Thank you, Honorable Minister, Mr. Dashin. Please be seated. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your inspiring words and for the government's continued support in building a resilient and inclusive Mauritius. May I now call on stage Mrs. Natalia Rayaba, head of Andrew and Julia Dashin's Foundation, and also Mr. Anil Loki, Managing Director of Think Career, the program's partnering training institution, to receive the certificate of recognition. Thank you, Mrs. Natalia and Mr. Lupi. Please be seated. Distinguished guests, this concludes the formal segment of our evening. The dinner will now be served. As you enjoy the culinary experience, allow me to share a few reflections on what tonight represents. This evening is not only about celebration. It's about an initiative with far-reaching and long-term impact. As Lao Tzu once said, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. That is the essence of Twa pour Lavenir, equipping young people not just for today, but for a lifetime of achievement. As we bring this evening to a close of a ceremonial, let us remember the true reason we gathered here. Beyond the elegance of this chateau lies a mission that touches lives and shapes futures. On behalf of the Andre and Julia Dashin's Foundation, thank you for your presence and your belief in Pour Lavenir, for the future. Let us take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the government.
The economy of Mauritius has shown signs of renewed resilience. In line with the government's vision, we are taking bold steps to strengthen our presence in this region. Furthermore, with Mauritius emerging as a new financial gateway into Africa, our companies have the opportunity to navigate potential challenges while expanding our business. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor to welcome among us the Honorable Mr. Daneshwar Damri, Junior Minister of Finance. Today, we celebrate the spirit of togetherness. We reflect on what we achieved and invite you to walk with us into what comes next by reverting to a follow-up email on behalf of the Foundation, which you will receive after the event. Let us stand together to ensure every young person can say, Mon Lavenir est dans ma main. My future is in my hands. I thank you for your attention.